Okay, Qdoba. This is one of my favorite fast food restaurants to go to. Personally, I eat it probably 2 or 3 times a week, and unless I'm really meal prepping and trying to keep my budget down as well as keeping my nutrition in a really good spot, Qdoba really is my go-to because I really like the ingredients that are in it, as well as being able to be very adaptive with how I eat it, depending on how much nutritional what my nutritional needs are at that time. But let's just get straight into it. Recently, Qdoba has added Impossible meat into their options for protein sources. I've tried it and I think it's amazing. I'm very curious what you think about it, if you've tried it or if you do end up going and trying it, as it's really low in cholesterol compared to other meat options, which makes it one of the better options out there. Best by just looking at cholesterol alone, because all the other options are going to have a lot of cholesterol. But I also just love the taste of it, and it's a great protein source. So I'm curious what you think about it, but let's just move straight into the bowl. When you're actually creating this bowl, you're going to have the ability to actually split that bowl in half. I always do this with all of my Qdoba meals or Chipotle meals or most Southwest Grill meals, in that this splits up your sodium, saturated fat, and cholesterol intake, so you're not having to force your body to digest this all at once. So this is something I do with every time I get a burrito bowl at any place, but especially from Qdoba, is I just split the bowl directly in half. And then I save that other half for about 2 to 2.5 hours later, when my body has been able to digest that first half that I've eaten. But anyway, getting into the components of the bowl, you can choose between the grilled marinated chicken or the Impossible meat. This again comes down to what your preference is, but I do recommend the Impossible meat a little bit higher, as it's way lower in cholesterol and has close to no nutritional detriments, as opposed to grilled chicken, which is a great lean protein source but does have cholesterol in it. The second component, we're going to want to add in brown rice. This is good for lowering your cholesterol as well as helping with your digestive tract and improving the fullness of the meal, making sure that you're satisfied and you're not hungry very soon after. Black beans are great for maintaining bone health and lowering your blood pressure levels, as well as assisting in fighting heart disease. Fajita vegetables are great in that they have onions in them. They've got peppers that have great antioxidants, help to maintain eye health, help for improving heart health as well. The pico de gallo that you can include will be high in antioxidants and anti-inflammatory. The guacamole has a bunch of different vitamins and minerals, as well as improving heart health and lowering your, making sure to have good fats in there, which help to regulate your cholesterol levels. Monounsaturated fat and polyunsaturated fat are the fats we want to go for, and guacamole is really high in this. Cilantro is a nice little add-in that has basically no calories, but does have a fair amount of potassium per serving size and does add a little bit of flavor. So I do like to include it with all of my bowls. Lastly, you have some optional add-ons. So those were the things that I would include in every bowl, but you can also have these other components as add-ons if you feel like you would prefer them. The first thing is I typically actually get most of my bowls with corn tortillas. These corn tortillas help to keep you full, as well as have a lot of fiber in them compared to the flour tortillas. The one thing that I would say is that if you're going to include those corn tortillas, you do need to take out some component of the carbohydrates, whether it be one of the beans, so whether it's taking out the pinto beans or the black beans, or asking for a half portion of the seasoned brown rice. Any of those types of combinations will do. You just want to make sure to calibrate based on adding those corn tortillas, taking that are going to increase your carbohydrate intake. You also want to take out carbohydrates that are already in that bowl, so that you're not doubling up and really messing up your carbohydrate intake. Second optional add-on is the fiery habanero salad, the fiery habanero salsa. It's really good for adding flavor to your bowl, but there's also a lot of sodium and has a little bit of spice, so keep that in mind. The pickled jalapenos, I like adding these in when my sodium intake is low for the day. It does have sodium, but it is actually pretty tasty, and jalapenos do have interesting health benefits in that they can help prevent stomach ulcers and help with weight loss. And then I also add in the mango salsa into my bowls. I think this is just great flavor. It has a lot of natural ingredients in there and has different benefits like improving the prevention of asthma, as well as improving bone health, along with some other health benefits. And then lastly, you can also include the black bean corn salsa. I don't think it's offered at all Qdoba locations, but it does have a lot of fiber from the beans and the veggies, so this is a great addition to the bowl.